Now, we'll get into that with our guests, because one question that comes to my mind is, how bad is your damage control if you're still defending fraud but saying, well, we meant fraud, not the violence? You follow the news, so you probably remember that was a very controversial move that Mitch McConnell himself rebuked and broke with, because the RNC very clearly defended the violence of that day and falsely lied about it and falsely asserted that it was discourse. It was not. The January 6th committee now has subpoenaed 14 people, though, linked to this scheme already. Those were previous depositions scheduled to begin as soon as tomorrow. The committee clearly is looking at this plot as a part of the wider problem of the insurrection, demanding answers, looking over documents. Meanwhile, some of the election deniers are trying to get in power to oversee your vote in future elections.
My man's Donald Trump just can't catch a break. Every single week, whether it be his hands in what happened in the insurrection on January 6th, or all the tax fraud he's done, or all the people he's ripped off, or all the lies that he's told, or all the creepy, gross things that he's done in his life, he just can't catch a break. And of course, we know a good 25-30% of this country, loyal voting populace of this country, really will never give a damn about anything he does. But that's besides the point. What I want to see is any of this actually going to matter? Because if they don't put him in prison, in jail, then what does it matter? It's all going to be fluff. It's all going to be for show. And until people see that, then there's really not going to be any fear of consequence. If Donald Trump does not go to prison, then what's the real fear of consequence for, attempting to overthrow the government, or just brazenly doing things that the Republican Party already does, but on a much grander scale? They'll think, hey, if my man's Donald got away with it, well, someone much more clever, much more keen, and much more smooth could get away with it even better. I mean, really think about the lengths that the Republican Party is going to just to protect Donald Trump. And it's not even just about protecting Donald Trump. It's really about protecting themselves. It's about they don't want to just come out and say, yeah, I've been lying. I shouldn't have did it. I stepped in it. It was me. I dealt it. I smelt it. I dealt it. It was me. It's my fault. I shouldn't have did it. Because one, that would be the end of their careers, but also it would make them look really stupid, because what they did and what they're doing is really, really stupid. Posting that video to Twitter was really, really stupid. We're here, the electors, duly elected, like that robotic, sitcom, stand-up, improv, whatever that was. Everything these people are doing is ridiculous. But once again, the Republican base does not give a damn. And we sit here and we talk about this all the time, but at the end of the day, if we don't show up to the polls more than they do, then they're going to win. And it's not just about showing up to the polls. It's about putting the candidates that we want in office so that they can actually serve us. That's who we need to show up to the polls for. But look, my biggest question is, what the hell did any of these people think they were going to accomplish on January 6th? Let's say they, actually stormed into the president's office. Then what? I mean, what would have actually happened? Did you have a plan on replacing people in Congress or the Senate, or replacing people in allotted positions to do your bidding of whatever sort that was? Of course, there wasn't a grand plan for this, because Donald Trump was involved. Anything that he's involved in is some stupid get-rich-quick scheme where he basically messes the bed behind him and leaves a mess for everyone else to clean up, and he's gotten away with it and gotten away with it and gotten away with it his whole life. And he's probably going to get away with it again. We have yet to see that. I can't yet say for sure. But again, what was their plan? What were you going to do next? Was he going to lead the charge? Was he going to be the leader who was going to then reform and create this new government and this new institution? What about war definitely would have broken out then. So again, it's like at no point did any of these people really think this through, which is why it's really such a mess. It's a joke.